What is the crack, guys? This is Finding Yourself with Kyle Duffy. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe and follow me along my YouTube and podcasting journey. I also have a podcast you can listen to up on Spotify and Anchor FM. I have plenty of episodes available up on both those platforms to listen to. If you enjoyed today's video, please check it out. On this channel, I tend to talk a lot about movie and TV, and today's video is no exception. I wanted to dive deep into the animated sitcom. In today's video, I've been watching a lot of American Dad lately, Family Guy. I'm rewatching those seasons as well as South Park and Bob's Burgers. I'm really excited for the Bob's Burgers movie, and that's why I'm rewatching all the seasons in anticipation for that. But I wanted to dive deep into what makes an animated show successful, why it runs for so long compared to live sitcoms, and why they get away with so much. If I'm watching a TV show, it's almost always an animated sitcom. I just gravitate towards them. I love sitcoms in general and comedy shows. I'm never really a fan of sitting down and watching dramas. I'm always comedy based. I always like to have a good laugh and turn my brain off. So animated sitcoms are always perfect for me. And because there's such a variety out there now, it is the best time to be an animated sitcom fan at the moment because of all the new TV shows out and in their popularity. You know, for such a long time, I think Family Guy held a monopoly on what was in popular culture, and it was just everywhere. I know that Family Guy was the show that I gravitated towards when I was younger. I talked in my last podcast episode about seeing the DVDs in Extravision and wanting to buy them, and that's what started my obsession with animated shows and sitcoms like that. Family Guy kind of got me into it. And then you had South Park come out, and I think that blew everyone out of the water. I think no one was really expecting that to be as popular as it was and take off the way it did. Because if I'm not wrong, I think South Park started out as a greeting card. Matt Stone and Trey Parker were hired to do a little greeting card for someone for their work, and they put this animation together of Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman singing holiday carols and talking about Jesus and Santa Claus. And then it got bankrolled for a show, which is amazing to think, it started off that way. And looking at what the show became and what it's morphed into now, you saw that evolution from that one greeting card idea, and it morphed into this multi-million-dollar show that has still kept its popularity until the present day. I'm just looking up here how well it's doing online in terms of its ratings on Rotten Tomatoes. It's still holding a strong 80% on Rotten Tomatoes and an 8.7 out of 10 on IMDb. And it's popular for a reason. Its storytelling alone, the past few seasons have been excellent. 25 plus seasons in, you should be very tired of characters by now. I know me personally, I don't watch The Simpsons the same way I used to. It's not with overexcitement. It's something that I can throw on, that I'm familiar with, that I enjoy from time to time, but I'm not glued to every episode. I can almost play it as a background noise now. But when I'm watching South Park, I'm actually watching it. I'm paying attention and I'm enjoying every minute. And even though I don't laugh as much anymore when I watch South Park, doesn't mean I'm not enjoying it, because South Park have kind of gotten into that stage where they're not relying on laughs. They're relying on the fact that they're good storytellers. And to be a good storyteller this late in the game still, and to be putting that amount of effort into each episode 25 seasons in, is a sign that you're doing something right. And for sitcoms looking for longevity and looking to achieve that goal, in my opinion, it's not about aiming to keep the audience laughing every episode or every moment. It's about engaging them, keeping them engaged, and keeping them entertained. I'm entertained when I watch South Park. I'm not laughing every 2 minutes, but I'm entertained. I'm engaged, and I care about what's going on. And I think for the longest time, Family Guy had lost that with me as a viewer anyway. I don't know about you. Let me know what you think about Family Guy in the comments below. But for the longest time, I didn't feel engaged with Family Guy. I felt that the writing had gotten stiff, formulaic, and too familiar. I knew what to expect with the storyline. Peter was going to act like a gobshite. Stewie was going to have some side story with Brian, which I enjoyed, and Meg as a character had really nothing to do, along with Chris. It was all about Peter being an idiot and Lois cleaning up after him. That gets really old and boring after a while. Whereas with South Park, they learned to engage you by switching things up every now and again, focusing in on different characters for each season. You know, the season with Randy on the farm and having it be him taking over South Park by leaving South Park behind. Such a good concept for a season. The season where they talk about PC Principal and him coming into the show, and that kind of mirroring the fact that we now live in a PC culture and South Park learning to be more PC to stay on the air. Very smart, very engaging, very entertaining to watch. I think that's what you need to aim for with a sitcom. I just feel South Park have done it the right way, and I'm hoping that one of my other favourite shows, Bob's Burgers, takes that route and that path in making sure that they keep their audience engaged rather than laughing all the time. When I watch Bob's Burgers, I'm not laughing 100% of the time, even 70% of the time, but I am engaged. I'm focused on the episode when I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it. And as well as that, the characters aren't boring to watch in Bob's Burgers even after 11 seasons. You're still engaged with the characters, they still seem fresh and energetic, and you love them in season 11 as much as you do in season 1. It's going to be interesting to see what happens after the Bob's Burger movie comes out this year, because I do remember the drop off from The Simpsons happening after the movie came out. I think the movie was far overdue, to be honest. They released the movie after maybe 10 seasons of The Simpsons, and it did seem just like a shorter episode. I think I remember going to see it in cinema and I was entertained when I watched it the first time round. But watching it back now, it really doesn't feel like a movie, if that makes sense. It doesn't feel warranted or needed. So hopefully that doesn't happen with Bob's Burgers. They do say about the Bob's Burgers movie, the creators said that they want to explore other areas of the town and the characters that they haven't explored before. And I think it's important to note that even though Bob's Burgers has gone through 11 seasons, they haven't really fully developed certain characters and fully explored certain characters. So they could really utilize that when they come out with the movie. And I hope they do, because I'd love to know a bit of background behind certain characters that they haven't dived into yet. There's plenty of side characters in the show that do deserve to be dived into a bit more, the likes of Mr. Frond, Zeke, Jimmy Jr.'s mom, why'd you never see her, Jimmy Pesto, and maybe Bob growing up. You could see background to that. I know they dive into Bob's childhood, but they never dive into Linda's childhood. Maybe they could do that as well. The one thing that I did notice as well, the principal of Wagstaff School. He's mentioned by name a couple of times, but he's never seen in the show, ever. And you kind of forget that you never see him, because Mr. Frond almost acts like a principal. He's the guidance counselor, not the principal. So why do you never see the principal of the school? Are they kind of saving that to reveal in the movie? Who knows? But they have loads of possibilities to explore in the movie, and I'm really looking forward to it. I just hope they do a good job and it doesn't come across like the Simpsons movie came across, which was just a bit unneeded, anticlimactic, and doesn't hold up after a while. I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Are you excited for the Bob's Burgers movie? Do you watch the show? Are you a fan? Let me know in the comments below. I'm sure there's plenty of reasons why animated sitcoms run longer than live shows. Obviously, there's the whole aspect of the characters never aging. In all animated sitcoms, they always stay the same age, so you get plenty of longevity out of the show. Whereas in live shows like Friends, How I Met Your Mother, they have to have a conclusive end. For example, with How I Met Your Mother, you knew the show would end when Ted met his wife. That's the whole concept. And that's why most of these shows only run for 9 seasons, whereas animated sitcoms can run much longer. I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please comment below your top 5 list of animated sitcoms, and please consider liking the video and subscribing to follow along my YouTube and podcasting journey. This has been Finding Yourself with Kyle Duffy. Thanks for listening.